going to talk about someone who has been labeled as the most hated person on TikTok. Now, I stumbled upon them watching a reaction from another YouTuber and then started digging. This person is so cringe that they have been completely, literally ratioed on YouTube. I haven't seen an account that has so many video views, but then so few likes like this in a long time. So with that, let's talk about TikToker Fuzzy99, also known as Mole. So for some context here, there's a lot of mixed reactions out there on this TikToker. Lots of hate, lots of disgust from both the straight and the gay communities. This person has literally made their entire identity in life 100% about the fact that she's part of the LGBTQ plus community. These are also some of the most cringe videos I've ever seen before. In my opinion, this person is severely mentally ill. Now here's a reaction from one TikToker that really catches what she's saying.
Enough.
Yeah, pretty cringe, right? So now with that, I want to take a second and also point out one thing. I have nothing against the LGBTQ community whatsoever. I believe everyone should have the freedom to live how they want and be happy. That's the American way, right? This video is simply a reaction to something I personally found quite odd and a tad disturbing. Now with that, while I was digging, I grabbed some popcorn and started watching some of the videos and started reading the comments. And as you can see, not so good. Not so good at all. All right, now this video thumbnail really grabbed my attention. I have to admit I agreed with some of the comments here after seeing this especially. Who is this content really made for? If you're a grown adult at 26, then why are you acting like a child? You know, she's been accused of being a groomer. Some people actually are shocked that that she indeed is a high school substitute teacher. Well, you know, again, I don't want to assume anything, but the more I watched, the more I started questioning things. Now, when you are mentally ill, reality for you might be just a little different than others, right? Well, when I watched a reaction video that was uploaded regarding being fired by the high school and the agency she worked for as a substitute teacher, that's when I feel like I could totally see what was going on. That's also where the lies were really, really getting more obvious. So, you know, I mean, just for you, I linked the original video about this below so you can form your own opinion. You know, Fuzzy99 did go as far, though, as disabling all the comments on that video. So now, with that, let's take a little bit of a look at this video, and I'll give you my reaction to it.
I was recently hate crimed for being queer. And as a result of me being hate crimed for being queer, it ultimately led to me being fired from my job as a high school substitute teacher.
You're lying.
I hate making content like this.
Don't believe you.
I love making people laugh and smile and forget about all their...
Okay, now I'm not going to play the entire video. It goes on for like 22 minutes. I'm going to play a few clips here and give you my opinion. But right here, I just want to stop and take a second. Now, I talked on and on about accountability, you know, a lot, but going straight to the hate crime thing, I look at this is a, you know, young kid in their 20s, definitely not acting like a mature adult for sure. But this was not a hate crime at all, and that'll come out throughout the video, okay? Now, the other thing that you can notice here is the narcissism. You know, throughout the video, see, you know, she'll close her eyes and take a deep breath. At points, I'll show you clips where it's almost like she's trying to cry, but she's not crying. It's just so fake, you know. And really, the whole thing here is she violated school policy. She brought her personal social media into the school, you know. She goes on to admit that the kids somehow got a hold of her handle, and they were putting it on the whiteboards and everything, and the school talked to her about it, and she claimed she didn't do it. They were doing it. The kids were harassing her, and I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Obviously, somehow the school was put into a position they had to do something, okay? And it's going to go into how they came about with the excuse to fire her right here.
To when I was being targeted by hateful extremist groups and really blew up online.
Oh, I forgot about this part here. This is really good. She actually goes back to a year. I mean, this whole story is like a year-long story she tells in 22 minutes. And she actually blames all of her problems starting because of the libs of TikTok, okay? Which actually turned out to be total bullshit. But check this out. This is good. This is good.
Particularly by that one cis lady who is accused of inciting bomb threats against schools, libraries, and hospitals, and who also just got appointed to an advisor position on the Oklahoma Educational State Department's Library Committee, which is a whole nother mess that we're not going to get into right now. Any podcast, YouTube video, TikTok, or any content mentioning my name during that time would get millions of views. I had hundreds of thousands of people harassing me online, and some even went to more extreme lengths to harass me in.
Okay, I'm just going to stop right there. Again, she goes down a rabbit hole. I mean, it's true. People don't like her, and people have done many videos on her, and they got a lot more views than hers did. I think that personally, early on, she just should have stopped and either changed the content, improved the content, and went, or just did anything but what she's doing now. She clearly doesn't see that her videos are in some cases inappropriate. They're all cringe. She looks like a crazy person, and she's acting like a child. She's 26 years old, and the way she behaves, it's almost like the content is geared for children, which is not okay. It's not okay. So, all right. So, I mean, that's my thoughts on this. Yes, this happened. It's true that people were coming after her. I don't know if they were harassing her. The bomb threat thing's BS. From what I understand, it had nothing to do with the libs of TikTok. Could I be wrong? Yes. I mean, I've only done, a few hours worth of research, but from a lot of what I have been reading and seeing out there in this person, a lot of what she says is just lies, so, all right, let's keep going.
I was called into HR's office for one, being reported by the haters, and two, apparently the freshmen were writing my username on whiteboards, and the school wanted to make sure I wasn't self-promoting my brand.
See, right here, it's not looking good. What I'm seeing is a total lack of accountability here. Somehow all the students found out, I mean, Fuzzy 99 is a pretty obscure, name, but Mole is, that she goes by that name in real life. So, the question is, did she tell them, or did she, or is what she's saying is true? Did she not, try to advertise it at school? I don't believe her. She goes on here to say in a moment that when she was in HR, she was explaining that she does Lgbtq educational videos. But you're a teacher, and now all your students know about it. That's a problem.
It was then during this meeting, though, I explained that I was internet famous and that I make LGBTQ educational content on the internet.
Okay, so this is where she's literally explaining to HR, I'm internet famous on TikTok, this, that, and the other thing. And then she goes down another rabbit hole here explaining how she was being targeted and harassed, and the city manager, the police department, everyone was aware of it. The story gets crazy, and it very well might be true. But again, the whole victim card thing drives me nuts. You see these videos, and just because someone doesn't agree with something you believe in, suddenly they're like, you have to go away, you have to leave because you're making me feel unsafe. Well, just because I don't believe in the same thing, as you, doesn't mean that you're in danger. But if people don't like you, it doesn't also mean that you're being, for say, targeted. If you put yourself out there on the internet, just like this, you don't like me, that's your opinion. Doesn't mean I'm being targeted. I'm not saying it couldn't happen, but it's unlikely. And again, from all the digging I've done, a lot of what's coming out of her mouth is just, they're just all lies. you know. But what it comes down to, and I'm going to end with this, what it comes down to is her job is to teach children. You know, your social media, whether you're straight or gay or whatever you are, has no place at the school. Okay? You know, if I was once married, I had stepchildren. I do stuff on social media. You know, that stays away from, you know, them. It stays away from their class. If I was a teacher, you know, I probably wouldn't even do most of this. You know, I might, you know, just do a daily vlog or a travel vlog, you know, something like that. But, you know, that has to stay away from the kids. Their job is just to teach, you know. And if you watch some of these videos and then you see some of the remarks that she makes, you know, she's using her life. She's talking to kids about, you know, her life and, you know, and again, when I hear the terms comfortable in their bodies, I start getting concerned. So, you know, from what I'm seeing here and from what I've seen, you know, around, she was fired for violating school policy. Okay. They used the whole thing that they found 2 thirst trap videos from a few years ago as an excuse, but the fact of the matter is, if you look at the content's inappropriate. So, that's all I got. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, appreciate you. Be sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you think, what your thoughts are, because I think the whole thing is just crazy. You know. Anyhow, we'll see you next time.